Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video on my tattoos and piercings because this has been highly requested at the moment. So yeah, I'm just going to get into it. I've got a few piercings and I've got a few tattoos. So yeah, I'm just going to get into it. And again, as you can tell, I haven't got any makeup on because it's too hot to put makeup on. I literally put it on and then 10 minutes I'm sweating it off and it's just not a good look, and also I can't be bothered, so maybe my next one I might actually be bothered to put some makeup on, but for now we're just going to go my bare face. So just yeah, so obviously in the UK you have to be 16 to have a piercing without your parents or your guardian going with you, so just bear this in mind. Most of mine were after 16. So starting off with, I'm going to do it in kind of the time order with both my piercings and tattoos. But yeah, so my piercings, obviously I had my lobes done, which most people have done first because that's just the one that you get done first, isn't it, as a child. So I believe I was, I actually don't know how old I was. I feel like I was in year 5 going to year 6, whatever age that is. That's like, I actually don't know what age that is. Anyway, so I was with my parents and my mum came and took me to an actual jeweller's to get my lobes done, because back then my mum was like a bit more, you need to have gold in your ear for like my first ones, because she was like, I don't want them to get infected and all this sort of stuff, and because I was younger obviously I couldn't take care of them as well. So yeah, I had gold little studs in to have them pierced with. I had them with a gun, which you are supposed to, or you can have them done on your lobes. However, I think you probably could have the gun with these two as well, but a lot of them now are done with needles. So I had my lobes done when I was quite young, and obviously I went with my parents. And to be honest, I didn't even feel the pain because it was so long ago, I literally can't remember it, and it was done with the gun. It's pretty fast. I would say out of 10, I'd say it's probably about a 1. Like, I'm not even kidding. All I remember is that like it just tingled a bit after, but like it does with every piercing that you have, so it didn't really hurt having it done. It was just after like a little bit, but it fades. Second piercing I had was actually my nose. Now it was my left side of my nose. I had that when I was just, I think it was like 16, or I remember going with my mum, so it must have just been before I turned 16, because she did say to me, like, obviously she can't really tell me not to get any piercings after 16 because I can just go by myself. However, she did say, because I really wanted it done like so bad, she was just like, I'll take you to go, you're nearly 16 anyway, so I might as well just take you. But I remember I was in year 11 and I was about to sit my GCSEs. I went to have this one done and she came with me. That one wasn't even bad either. This one was pierced with a needle because it is bad to have it pierced with a gun if it's your nose. But I used to go to the same piercing shop and have been for ages. But yeah, this one I had pierced with a needle and it healed so well. I didn't have any bruising, no infection or anything, and yeah, it just healed really well. I did have it pierced with a stud though, because studs heal better than having it pierced originally with a ring. But then after that, like, you can just take it out and do whatever. You're supposed to leave it, like, I swear it's like 6 weeks to heal for most things, but I'm really impatient and I just always change my jewellery before. I literally only had this in for like a month, probably, my stud, and then I changed it into a ring and it was good to go. My nose was literally about a 4 out of 10 for pain. So next I did have my seconds done. I had my seconds and my cartilage piercing here. Now my seconds was fine. It was with that was actually pierced with a needle, my seconds. Again, I had no problem. They just healed really nicely. This one was a tiny bit like off. Like, I still sometimes get to this day where there's like a bit of a reaction or something, but it's hardly anything, like it just literally goes. But yeah, this one was with a needle and she did it and it didn't hurt at all really. A 3, because obviously you're getting further up the load, so it's probably going to hurt more, but it literally didn't hurt, and because it was with a needle as well, I think it hurts less than having it with the gun, definitely. I did keep these in a bit longer, but that was just because I don't know, I just wanted to make sure I was looking after them and that. And I did clean them with salt water, so if you boil the kettle, let it cool a bit, but keep it a bit warm, then put salt in, mix it about, let it dissolve, and then clean it. It literally just clears away infection or anything, dirt that gets into it. So I had that done, and I also had my tragus whilst I was having that done, so technically I did have like 4 piercings, but because I wanted to get my seconds done and I really like my tragus and I really like my cartilage because everyone just has cartilage as well. I don't know, it was really popular like back in the day when I had it done. But yeah, I had this when I was 17, I think. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go all out there and have them all done in one day. So obviously my ears were a bit on fire, but we just went with it and we just did it. I sometimes forget I have a cartilage on, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, so these were good healing. Now my cartilage did hurt more. I must say that was probably between a 5 and a 6. It just really did hurt me, and especially when it was healing, it was really hard to like sleep on that side. And I feel like even to this day, when I've had it done for like 3 years now, it sometimes hurts still, like when I catch it. Like it is healed properly, but I think it's a bit sensitive. It's just like an awkward place to have a piercing, is it? Because like when you do your hair, you catch it sometimes. And then my tragus literally healed like amazingly. This is probably one of my favourite piercings. Healed pretty well, to be fair, because it's inside your ear, so it doesn't actually hit as much. The only thing was when I was putting earphones in, because of the back of it, it kind of, like when it was healing, it did hurt a bit because it was obviously a bit bruised. But after now, like I cannot feel a thing, like when I pull it and that, or when I put earphones in, I cannot feel it at all. So that has actually been amazing, and this is one of my favourite piercings. I do need to change the jewellery in that, to be fair, because I had like a diamante ball, but some of them are coming out, so I do need to change it. And then I did have my belly pierced at this point, and this was when I was 17. To be fair, that did hurt me more. Don't know why, because it's like thicker skin that she's pushing the needle through, if that makes sense. So you kind of feel the impact of her doing that and like pushing on you more than the actual pain. So it was just a bit uncomfortable. I did actually have to take my belly out though. It didn't heal properly. I don't know why, because I cleaned it like I've done with all my piercings. I did wear like lower waist jeans for a while as well, because obviously when you're first having it pierced, you don't really want to wear high jeans or like higher waist clothes or anything, because of like the catching on the jewellery. But I think my body just rejected the jewellery in me. It's really weird because I've had like quite a lot of piercings and they've all been fine, so I really don't know why, to be honest, that happened, but it did. Maybe that part of my body just rejected the jewellery, I don't know. But it's basically where like your jewellery is rejecting like where it is sitting. So imagine you've like got the jewellery from your belly button and it comes out just a bit above your belly button. It was getting like thinner and thinner between that bit, so you had like the piercing holes there and there. Your skin was in the middle, and this is the bar in between that, so it was moving closer and closer together. So eventually, if I hadn't taken that out, I literally would have had no skin there, and the bar would have literally just come out itself because it just didn't want to stay in my body. I sent a picture to my piercer and she was just like, that looks like your body's rejecting the jewellery. She was just like, go to the doctors before you take it out, because you know about piercings, that if you have body rejecting jewellery or you think you've got an infection, you need to go to the doctors before you take out the jewellery, because if you have jewellery and you take it out, then your skin will heal where the hole was, and your infection or anything that was causing the pain or the discomfort would just be trapped in your skin, so you wouldn't be able to get it out unless, well, you probably could, but you probably have to have like a little surgery thing. I don't know. There's no way I'm going down that route. So I went to doctors, took it out, and he did give me some antibiotics because he just said it's better to be safe than sorry, and if you did have any infection in there, it'd be taken out like straight away. So I did take a course of antibiotics whilst I was taking the jewellery out, and it's healed up fine. It's left like a little scar, but nothing really too major. To be honest, I haven't learnt my lesson, and I probably will get it pierced again one day, but I know I'm stupid too, because my body might reject it again. It looked really pretty, especially like on holiday in a bikini. It was really nice, so I'll probably end up having it again another day, but for now I don't want to, especially getting it re-pierced over my scar. I don't know what's going to happen. Moving on, I did have my second piercing there on my right side of my nose. Now I went to a different place to have this pierced, and obviously I'm not going to name where I had it done because yeah, but was sitting down expecting to have my needle through my nose like I've had with all my piercings. They've all healed great, and she literally gets a gun out to pierce my nose. I still had a stud while it was healing, but it was a different stud and I did not like it. She pierced it with a gun, and now let me tell you, it hurt 10 times more. Literally, I would say like an 8 or 9, that hurt. And nose piercings aren't supposed to hurt. It makes your eyes water because, you know, something's going through your nose, it's going to make your eyes water. They're all connected. But she put a gun through my nose. Now, I'm not being funny here. I was shitting myself anyway because I was like, there's a gun right by my face, what is she doing? But she literally pierced it with a gun, and it was fine after. Like, I'm over exaggerating a bit, you know. It didn't heal as well. Like, it's fine now, completely fine, like the other one. However, when it was healing, it was all bruised here from obviously the impact of the gun going through my nose. So it was bruised, couldn't touch it, and obviously it hurts anyway when you have a piercing, but to have bruising all like on your nose and that, it's just not very nice. And obviously because it's in the middle of my face, I didn't really want a massive bruise on my nose. And then also she put this stud in my nose, which a lot of my studs for my nose are like the L shapes, so it literally slots in like this. Your jaw is on here and it's like hooked in your nose, so it's not as easy to fall out. And then the lady who pierced it with the gun, she literally just put a straight one through. Now, I'm not being funny, if there's just a straight little bit of metal going through your nose, of course it's going to fall out. Like in the night, going out, anywhere it can fall out. And I woke up the next morning, it was in my nose. I was freaking out. I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, I looked around, it was in my bed, and I tried to get it back in, and I did get it back in, but it killed because it was all bruised anyway. And then the hole had obviously closed up a little bit overnight, so it was a bit tighter to get in. And to be honest, that was just a bit, like, it wasn't necessary. I literally just should have waited, got it to them other piercers because it was closed at the time. That's why I went to the other one. And just had got it with a needle. Because I'd never gone to that piercer before, I didn't know what to expect, but I should have just stayed, you know, with the normal one, which I'm normally fine with, and you know what I mean, my piercings go right. But I was stupid and younger, and yeah. The pain was obviously quite high on that one, and I was 17, I think I got that one, so I have had these piercings for quite a while now, to be fair. Then I went to go and get my third lobes done, and I got my rook done. Now this is my rook, and I'll obviously insert some more pictures of all my piercings, but my rook, obviously it didn't even hurt, to be honest. It was the pressure again, because it's going through quite a lot of cartilage. You can feel the pressure a bit, but again, I'm obsessed with this piercing because it just looks really nice how it's just like in my ear. Did like take a bit of like pushing through to get the needle in, because it's tucked away in my ear as well. It healed nicely. It did take a bit longer, to be fair. It took about like 3 months to fully take it out and put a new piece of jewellery in, because it's like inside your ear as well. It obviously hurt to sleep on, but it wasn't as painful, and I wasn't catching it like I was on the rest of my piercings, like my lobe ones and that, so it wasn't as bad. She did that with a needle. It probably hurt about a 5 because it is going through my cartilage, but she did pierce it properly and it healed really nicely and everything like that, so I had no problems with that. Then we go on to my third lobes. Now my third lobes have healed nicely again, but they are more on that outer corner of my ear, so they do catch a bit like when I'm like doing stuff, and obviously to sleep on it was a bit uncomfortable. But apart from that, to be fair, they've been great. I don't know if to get a fourth one or just like a little something here or here, because I feel like my ears do look still a bit bare, even though I've got quite a few piercings anyway. I am thinking about having this one up here done, maybe, but again, I just feel like that's going to catch a lot in my hair, especially because I always took my hair back. On my last piercing, like, a lot of people don't know that I have this one because you can hide this piercing a lot, but yeah, I'll show you. Now I have my septum pierced. To be honest, I haven't changed the jewellery since I've had this done. I had this done when I was 18, and that was because I was just feeling a new piercing. I didn't know what to have. I always wanted this one, but I was just a bit like scared about having it because a lot of people did say it does hurt. But again, I didn't really think it hurt because I just thought it hurt the same as having my nose done. Maybe a little bit more because it's a bit thicker, but I'd say about a 4. Like, to be honest, my piercings haven't hurt. It's normally just been after them that it's tingled a bit. but they've been fine. This one healed fine, especially because a lot of the time while it's healing you can literally just pop it back up your nose. Some piercers ask you to keep it up your nose for the first few days, but it just depends. Mine didn't personally, but she knows what she's talking about anyway. Just got a clean with salt water. I haven't actually changed this jewellery because I've just been too lazy to, you know, go and look for one or order one or whatever. Rather than like a horseshoe, I want to get the ring one, so you can get like a little dainty one there that I'll swap out. But normally when I wear this down, I do take either both of these out or just one of them, replace them with a stud either side, or like just one stud and one ring, because I do feel like 2 rings are a bit too much when I've got this one as well. But yeah, I'm going to end up getting more piercings because I'm still obsessed. So I actually do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 minus my belly, 12. So yeah, now we are going on to my tattoos. So my first tattoo I did have when I was 18. I'm now 19, but all my tattoos I had when I was 18. Obviously I turned 19 in lockdown, so I haven't been actually out to have another tattoo, but when lockdown is over and tattoo parlours are back open, you're bloody sure I'm going to be there. So the first one I had was a rose. Now, flower of the month June is a rose, so I just thought, why not stick it on my body? Got it because I wanted a tattoo. I wanted something small for my first one because obviously I always like the look of them anyway. Not too many, but I like the little dainty ones. I wanted to get one. I didn't know how much it would hurt, so I was just I'm just going to get a small one and see how it works out. If it was going to hurt that bad, obviously I wouldn't be getting any more. Now, I feel like my first one might have actually hurt the most out of all of them because I did have filling in that one, like the white colour filling, because it was such a small one. You couldn't get enough detail in without it having the white, if that makes sense. So anyway, it's literally just here. Kind of in an awkward place there, and it did hurt that place where I had it, and I wanted it somewhere where I could cover up just in case it didn't turn out as well as I wanted it. And obviously it's my first one. Out of 10 I would say it's probably about, oh, I feel like I'm such a pussy when it comes to tattoos though, but out of 10 I would say about a 5. Yes, tattoos hurt more than piercings, but it's probably, the only reason I think that is probably because it lasts obviously longer than a piercing, because you're there sitting there for like God knows how long getting it. So obviously, yeah, I'm gonna say a 5, a 6, a 5, no, a 6. I want to say 6, yeah, but I'm gonna say 6. But it hasn't stopped me from getting more tattoos, and it's kind of like a nice pain, if you know what I mean. Now, these two were in the same appointment. So the first one I did have was the bumblebee. I didn't really have this for any reason whatsoever. I just thought it looked really nice, and I have an obsession with looking through Pinterest for tattoos. I don't know if anyone else has that problem as well, but I just constantly keep looking through Pinterest on anything. I was bored, looked at some tattoos, and I found one that I absolutely loved. This literally had so much detail in, but it wasn't actually as long as I thought it would take. It took about like an hour, maybe an hour, to get it all like neatened up, and do you know what I mean, like filled in and everything. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely, oh my god, I've actually got a obsession. I'm definitely going to be getting more. This one, to be fair, it did hurt quite a lot because it was on my ribs. I would say about probably a 7. Yeah, I'd say about a 7, because it was on my ribs, and you've obviously got less fat there, more close to your bone, so obviously it did hurt more. But I really do like the place it is, because again I was still going off the like I can cover it up if I want to kind of vibe. Again, it was still my second tattoo and I wasn't going to go out there with anything. But yeah, I just love the place where it is, and would I want this on my body for the rest of my life? And yes, I do. Now, my third one I got at the same time as the second one is actually writing on my leg. And it's at the top of my leg on my thigh, and it's actually Greek writing, and it does mean girl power. Well, I hope it means girl power because I just typed it into Google Translate, which probably wasn't the best thing to do, but we moved. I was looking at like quotes or like phrases to put on my leg, because I knew I wanted writing there, but I didn't really know what to put on, and I was stuck between love yourself and girl power, purely because love yourself, I just feel like on those bad days you need some encouragement, and the only person that's going to support you from your birth to your death is yourself. You know, you really need to like look after yourself and love yourself. So I just thought that would be a reminder, but I probably will end up having that tattooed on me somewhere. Now, girl power was my decision because I feel like it's probably the same meaning pretty much as like the love yourself part. Girls are better than boys. No, I'm joking, but just girl power to remind me that I don't need no man. I'm joking, I don't really know. It's just really nice. A little phrase that just stuck in my head, so I just decided. And I was going to have it just like in English, but I wanted to spice it up a bit. I had actually, not long ago, before that, I had actually been to Crete, and it's just a beautiful country. But you know what, I love that holiday. They speak Greek. I wanted to have it in Greek writing and just merge the two together, so I decided on that one. Pain for my leg probably was literally about a 1, because obviously my thigh is like more of a fattier part of my body, so it just didn't hurt as much. Now my fourth and last one, I really wish I had more. My fourth and last one at the moment is this poppy here. You've probably seen this in a few videos. This poppy I had done literally maybe a week before lockdown, a bit longer than a week maybe, but it was close to lockdown. I had this poppy for my nan. Now my nan loves poppies, like she's absolutely obsessed. I wanted something dedicated to my nan, and yeah, and I showed it her and she was like, I like that, but more like an outline rather than a colouring, because I do like the outline ones more, and I do like having not coloured tattoos. Black ink is it, or whatever it is that ink me. But yeah, I did have that one for my nana. I love this one, and it is on my arm where everyone can see it, because out of all of them I do love this one, and I would want people to see this one more than my others. Although sometimes it does look slightly weird, because when I've got a t-shirt on it cuts off like literally just below the poppy, so it just looks like someone's drawn on my arm. Apart from that, I do love it. Because it's my fourth one, I thought I'm not going to be a pussy this time. I'm going to have it where someone can see it rather than, do you know what I mean, just in a bikini. It's healed really well, and the pain here wasn't even that bad. It was like about a 4. And again, I absolutely just love it. So honeys, that does conclude the piercing and a tattoo video. Hope you did like this video. This is the end. Thank you for watching if you have got this far. Please like, share and subscribe as always. We'll see you soon with another video. Bye.